I'm Shawna Lee. This is Infinity Readings, and this is the reading for Scorpio for spirituality for January of 2026. So the first card that we have for you, Scorpio, Happy New Year, is from the Gaia deck, the Five of Air. Yeah, removing a mask, but yet unable to see things clearly. So I don't know if this is thoughtfully or just unaware. I get kind of blissfully unaware. We may be doing something spiritually for our highest good, but we're unaware of it, so we may not take it forward, is the sense I'm getting. Very distinct. Usually this card signifies, negativity being removed to a certain degree. There's a lot of white here, and for the highest good, whether it's connecting with you and unable to see it clearly, there's something wrong here, is the sense I'm getting. Let's move forward. That is a past energy. So let's see if we get anywhere in the present here as we move to the Gaia deck. We got, 13 union. Okay. Union can be spiritual union. It can also be a union of a partnership. Here I get a spiritual union. We are unaware, so that means that we may be getting guidance from above, but unaware that it's truly something we can interact with. We may just be feeling like it's our idea, but it's from a different source. This kind of thing. That's where the awareness, that's where we're sitting. Okay, so, even if you hear this, you might now start to think differently. Like, is that something I would come up with? Or is that from some other worldly place? Like some other, like a faith or something having to do with something separate from me? And how do you explain? It's almost like you have to acknowledge that instinct as something separate from you, but you also have to understand that it is part of you. So, this may be lost here in the Scorpio scheme of things. Interesting energy, though. As we move into the future, what do we find here? 14, the self. Wow. So we are on a self-discovery trail here, is the sense. We're trying to find our peace. We may not feel the need to connect to a higher power. That may not be our goal. I feel like our goal is trying to find inner peace. And I feel like, we may not understand the details here properly. No, let's go through and see if we can figure this out. On top of that 5, because I get like a removal of, I feel, man, it's hard to kind of put my finger on it, but it's almost like we are acting from instinct. It's just we don't understand truly what that instinct is or how to decipher or discernment within that. And that's what's going on here, which a lot of people will be in this at this time, frankly. Okay, so on top of that 5 from the Pulp Tarot, what do we get to expand there again? The Pulp brings things abruptly forward. For me, anyway, energetically, the Page of Cups is here. So that's about learning how to love, to accept love here. There's a little fish wanting to express, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Let's go swimming. Right? Put me back into a pool of water that you see in the background there. Yeah, let's go there. Working together with those of heart is really what I get here. Sorry. Page of Cups is really the beginning paths of learning about love, give and take within the love dynamic. So we have union here, so be aware of a partner outside of us, okay? On top of that 13 union, and again, it could be the spiritual self alone. We get the Ace of, would you look at that? Okay. So this is right down the center. This is what's going on now. We may have a new area of love opening up to us that we want to explore. Lots of doves here flying, lots of whiteness. So if we were in dark energy, we are no longer. And if we weren't in dark energy, I feel like we're embracing our heart center because the universe coming in and making that apparent to you. So I feel no resistance here on the Scorpio end. As we go into the future here, the self, 14, what do we get on there? We get the Temperance card. Would you look at that? Wow. This is very strongly rooted in our angelic self. I feel like the Scorpio is being prepped. Okay. You may be a conduit for universal flow, which, I mean, ultimately everyone is to a certain degree, but I feel a great acceptance from this particular Scorpio. May not be the regular Scorpios I pick up on here energetically, because, I'll say no more. But I feel a great grand energy coming down upon you, and you may not be as blind as that first card led me to believe. In fact, you may be well on your way to not only learning how to accept energy, but how to give it out freely. And the Temperance tells me we are a pro at this, because that Temperance tells me that we're doing it in the greatest, grandest way. And what is it on top of? The self. So not only are we balancing ourself in greater, higher forces of energy, of grace and dignity, and I feel a good weight here of higher light energy. I'm kind of surprised to see this all of a sudden out of nowhere, which is good. It's good though, because yeah, the Temperance is the balancing out. Like the Temperance would be the opposite of the Devil card, where there's such an imbalance that things go awry. Temperance don't do that. They keep everything in the lane of love and light. And I feel like the center of your reading here is the Ace of Cups. And I feel like this person, whoever it is, they not only do they understand how to love themselves, but they know how to overfill and go outward to others, because all the little streams going outward, it's like, yeah, I have a lot to give. And you come in here and you're going to get balanced energy from me. And it's all universally influenced. And I'm all in the flow of light energy, this kind of stuff. Good stuff. Really good. Scorpio, this is awesome. Okay, let's go to the Metatron cards. Hopefully this stays here. Page of Cups in our past. Again, we had to remove some kind of a mask here, is the sense. Like, we may have had all of this brewing in us, but we're scared to go outward. Well, we may have conquered that fear by doing just that, going outward in our peace and grace. On top of that energy, we get the Caduceus, expanding knowledge and sexual vitality. Now, we don't want to pervert this with sexual energy, but at the same time, right? That's not a perversion, it's how you use it. The sexual vitality leads me to believe that that might be an area where there's a different frequency here. I do feel we are expanding our knowledge having to do with loving feelings outward and accepting loving feelings from others, outward of us, to us, this kind of stuff. Now let's get into the right here, right now. Again, there's a union here. I don't see a character, but I think if we have someone, then we're very much in the flow of giving and equal balance and very compassionate and whatnot. And if we don't have a partner, I feel like we are very primed to be in the frequency of gaining one quite quickly because of the frequency we're carrying. Ace of Cups, again, able to go outward. We have all the tools to go outward properly in peace and grace and all of that. On top of that, we get the green, the maroon, and hope, heart, and healing. I feel like we've done this because you cannot come from heart without doing some kind of healing, and you can't accept it either. People refuse to accept it because they got hang-ups there. We are expanding our knowledge. That is helping our heart heal. We have hope for greater things in the future. Maroon, ambition and zest. Yes, and the ambition and zest, I feel, comes at the outer limits of where we're headed here. It's all in a good flow. I'll leave it there. So as we get on to the self card, again, this really talks to self-healing, creating peace for the self, and, meditation factors are highly here. I feel like this person is very much in their Zen place. And then to have the Temperance on top of that says, yeah, we are creating peace for ourselves, and we will not, we guard that prize quite highly. We will not allow things to come in and shake us off. And if we do, we have very, very skilled at keeping balance in this way. What do we get on top of that Temperance card? The complex wheel. Yeah, I get, there's, give me a minute. Whenever I have a complex, I kind of have to meditate. Yeah, I feel like our focus is on something, but there's a lot of different energies around us universally that we need to deal with first. Now, I don't feel it has anything to do with giving and receiving love here, but it may have to do with some kind of healing that interrupts that vibration, okay? That we're unaware of. Because in the beginning, that energy of the past, even though it fades, we may not be aware of what it is that healed in order to make us more prime for a partner. Because I feel like that little diamond in the middle, that's our future partner or our future connection that we're looking forward to, whether it's spiritually or physically or whatever. There is some kind of complex compartments that we have to open up and deal with here. But the weird thing is, I feel like our heart is sound. Our heart is good. Everything in that way is good. But there's still some healing here having to do with, it creates jagged edges when we bring someone else in the mix. So there's something left. But really, overall, at this point, I think we feel good about ourselves. We feel good about what we can offer a partner. But there's still some little things here in the future that are going to come forward. And I don't think it's anything that's going to throw us off. But it may have to do with our sexual vitality. It may be in the sexual department that it can create hiccups. So we may have abuse issues that we got to deal with. We may have healed a lot on the, because they're showing me. Give me a minute. Yeah, they're showing me we can be friends with people with great love and warmth and compassion. But the minute it crosses the line into a physical partner, that's where we get the little shards of glass breaking things up. Okay, so you know what? I will be putting out my love readings here on Rumble. I do all the love and sex stuff on Rumble because it's kind of, I can go unrated there. Even though I put an R rating on it, I can go unrated and still get the video out without any interruptions. So, mind you, there are commercials in there. I can't block those. I don't know. I never got a choice. But here is no commercials, but I can't put a lot of stuff that we go into deep dives with. Now, if I put the intention to bring that energy back so that we could, if we haven't healed from it already, it will come back. It should pop up, and then maybe we will discover it on our own in betwixt that time that I put these ones out and those ones out. But nonetheless, a breakdown of that energy could come in another reading here. I think that's the only problem we have, really. I feel like it's going beyond the physical. We can on a friendship level, we can, but when we cross that line, they're showing that boundary, it messes us up, messes all of this perfectness up. So this is where we got to do more work. But again, in time, that will come to clear itself out naturally. So not to be worried, but maybe to be thoughtful. Fortune reading card that we have to settle this down. You are ready to bring new and exciting things into your life. This is champagne over the new year. So it's very aware of the timing here. And I feel like, I feel like there are going to be new exciting things coming in. And I feel like, again, naturally we'll be able to develop or heal these things in a way that's not going to be too abrupt anyway. Pretty smooth for the Scorpio. So Scorpio, that's your reading for January of 26. Happy New Year. Take care, have fun, and be kind.